what's going to happen. There's a lot of tanky heroes in the side of Echo, and we're seeing through the damage output of Team RSG Philippines. It's an interesting... They caged them in onto taking that last pick.
All right. Interesting. I'm really just looking where this Grok and Cho are going to go. It does make sense for it to go into the XP lane because Yaoi was on a roll with that Cho. But then XP lane Grok, how is that going to go?
Now we're going to find out. Let's go.
We'll know for sure. It's game number 2. And we'll know how will Echo balance this out. But let's see how the compositions will work. It's Yaoi still on the Cho.
XP lane Grok.
The classic Grok. Right, Rocker? There's a classic with high and dry.
Yeah.
Gonna build it
you
for
remember
damage.
when you remember that freshly buffed Grok where the physical damage is way off the charts?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we used to do way back then.
I wish I was with you guys. And
I wasn't there too. It was
actually it was Ocho Gahaba, our friend Ocho Gahaba from the Filipino stream, who plays this a lot, who maximized this to its efficiency, to its maximum potential. Basically, you'll get clotheslined with and you're half HP.
Yeah.
So watch out here. Let's see if that's gonna happen though, as we do see a huge fight right away at level 2, level 3 here, with Carl Thazy being heavily wounded.
Yeah, almost falling there. Great control by RSG Philippines to not force the chase. Again, with the Grok, if I'm not mistaken, it's with... He gets a little bit more physical attack? Increments of physical attack for every physical defense he builds.
That is correct. So he hurts a lot, hits like a tank. Well, he is a tank, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's something that we're going to have to see.
It's heavy.
We're going to have to wait and see if that's going to affect the Paquido matchup. Which, again, Paquido, you get that damage when you use the knockups, right? You can sink in more hits because of the knockup. What if you can't knock up your target?
Oh, that's a good
the
question.
damage still going to be there? So I think that's the reason why they picked this up.
Yeah, and look at Sanford just really holding on to that minion wave there, wants it closer to his side. And here comes Sanji in for the help.
Ouchies.
3 members of RSG upstairs.
Oh, Sanji, you don't have the black shoes yet. You just got it right now. And that will be enough to lower down that black mage. For the meantime, maybe push him back for the Lord attempt, but it looks like it's just RSG waiting for an opportunity to strike, but they miss it, with Demon Kite missing on the enhanced chains.
Yeah, wild charge already committed here by Sanford, so no ultimate for the Grok.
All right.
Interesting move here, but now RSG is looking for a perimeter setup here, but Carl Thazy is right in front of Turtle.
Bro.
2-man knockup!
It's a 2-man knockup, and there's the Daytona's welcome. It's gonna swallow up a ball, and Light is gonna go down for first blood. Aqua, huge real-world manipulation actually is still there, and that will be the Turtle
For RSG.
An objective.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Still pretty good.
Able to secure there for Demon Kite while they were gobbling up Light as the Kufra. It's a favorable trade.
Another one from Yaoi with a kick.
You know what I love is the audience. They knew.
Yeah.
They were sinking. They were.
Yeah, they were setting up.
They were singing
They're
up.
feeling if Cooper has a sound effects on how he wanted to jump, we have the audience here live.
Because they saw Yaoi going in and they were like, oh, you know what's going to happen? And it did.
Yeah, our audience is the sound effect for Yaoi's
They are the
Cho.
literal sound effect.
Hopefully the people, you watching at home heard that. It was a nice little addition here by our live audience. Of course, great to have them here. And
I love the live audience, man.
yeah, it's been great energy for the past 3 days. RSGPH, let's see if they can find the energy to set the tempo here even more. Of course, with the Cho being able to rotate around the map quicker, and with Kufra just being, he has a charge time with the stretch. Definitely, Echo can set the tempo much faster on that Cho. But RSG right now, they're keeping it relatively close. Let's see if they can find a target.
Oh, look at that. Carl Thazy is the victim here. Daytona's welcome way too late to the party, but there is going to be a kick here once more by Yaoi. This time around, there is going to be a punish. That's a lot of damage coming in from the Julian of Demon Kite, Sanji. He's going to be the only one left around that mid lane.
Has to get out of there.
Yeah. Also at that point, they were kind of like in a misplacement of how Carl Thazy wanted to cross that bush. But on to the point on how Light wanted to initiate that setup, it was too late for Yaoi to come in because that was the trade that the RSG Philippines wants to do. Try to trade something with a kill.
And now, you're going to see who is going to take out this next turtle. Pretty critical right now because of the added attack damage is going to scale up a little bit better. And you don't want Demon Kite to get that turtle buff. It is scary right now.
Yeah, Sanford already has Blade of the Heptacy, so that Grok is going to hurt. RSG Philippines needs to watch their positioning. There are multiple setup options here for Echo.
Go look at the
Black
positioning.
Shoes, there's the flicker in with a two-man knockup here. And they get deleted. Oh my goodness, did you see that? Beautifully done here by Echo. Nat's in trouble. Sanford gonna take him out, and Carl Teasy's gonna be the one to pick up that lord, that turtle rather.
Echo with a magical play, because now you saw the members of RSG, now you don't. I just said I gotta watch out for the positioning. Great sense there by Sanford, but of course the information was provided by the members of Echo that RSG Philippines were in that shrub.
Oh, another one. Light's trying to hold the line here, but that was a kill, and also a push down bottom brought to you by Benny Cutie.
Have to really commend Sanford, but here comes Yowie again. They're not done. Demon Kite's actually going to be the one taking out. Even with the hand sword, won't be able to make it out in time.
The crowd is sheeshing along with the stickers.
Just imagine. I love how the levels of sound here are complementing each other into team fights, right?
Yeah, and Echo, they're accelerating this game so much. Look at that, in 5 minutes, you're already attacking the inner turret out on the top side.
It's much quicker, Reptar.
Very fast, and that just, again, boils down to the fact that the Cho, again!
What? Look at this. It's going to be a big engagement from Echo, but this time there's going to be a punish here. Demon Kite and Light, they're chasing off alongside Nats, and that turret will go down, but it is not without a price.
Yeah, there's a bit of a miscalculation there onto Echo.
It didn't look like a miscalculation by Yowie. It looked more like a great calculation by RSGPH. Perfect timing there by Eman to pop off his go-away ultimate. It stopped the combo from being able to get dished out there. Yowie already had a great target, but RSG with good positioning, good patience, was able to find that turnaround play.
You know, speaking of turnaround here, it's going in the side of Echo on how they want to approach this. As we're seeing, RSG Philippines is going up with the objectives, looking for something to trade on what fell down. We're looking at a 5K almost gold lead that is leading by Echo.
Yeah, and this is what I'm sure RSGPH know exactly what's happening here. They felt it in game number 1. Echo was known for it in season 9, a little bit also in season 10. Just the tempo setting, aggression early on in the game by Echo. Hence why RSG Philippines aren't even contesting this turtle anymore. Instead, they're giving a bit more room for their Melissa to get a turret down bottom.
Yowie!
There you go. Another play without an answer coming in from Echo. And RSG, they're reeling from that. That's 4 people who are going to have to defend with a push on the bottom from Sanford.
This is too early. How Echo is really upscaling the fight, going through the defenses of RSG Philippines, initially making borders around how did they come back.
Yowie, the tank hunter, looking for Light right now. They hurried their charge. That's 2 men. And then it didn't look like there was any effect in that one. Did you see that? A Tyrant's range, and they just walked on out there like nothing happened.
Oh, with the Purifies used at the right time, and RSGPH at a deficit, they didn't have the damage. That was a beautiful setup by Light, but Echo knew that they had the battle spells to get out of there, and that RSGPH does not have the damage. It will take 3 to 4 more minutes for RSG to have enough damage, but they need to stop. At one point, need to stop the scaling of Echo or the buildup of items for Echo, because they're building hella defensive items right now. If they can stop that, lower the gold gap to maybe to around 2,000, 3,000 gold, RSGPH will find a way back into this game. If they don't do that, Echo will keep controlling and dominating.
RSG Philippines right now, what they need is time, but how will Echo utilize and capitalize this moment of window to strike down in RSG Philippines? Because right now they're clearly making ways and how to control the map. We have 24 seconds to go for the first Lord, but the time here for RSG needs to be on their side. Is it going to be a good factor to risk in taking this objective in the side of RSG?
You want to leave it up to a vote? For me, no.
Yeah, very unlikely, to be honest. It's gonna have to be like a really high IQ, 200 IQ outplay if they want to try to pivot this in their favor.
Yeah, because again, if they get caught out here, this is a massive loss They cannot get wiped out. They can try. They will have to sacrifice one member.
Oh,
look at
there's a
that.
member that they are actually sacrificing right there. It is going to be for Sanford, and I think it was worth it for RSG. Taking out Sanji as well. This Lord is going to have to be 50-50. Benaculi's on the back, but he will have to be MI out of there. It is 2v4 on the Lord pit, and then we'll go over the Demon Kite. This time around, the fight is happening for RSG, and we were looking for that outplay. I think we just saw it right there.
Yeah,
Demon
the
Kite
outplay.
is not yet. Oh, he's stopping, and this is the 200 IQ that you were asking. RSG Philippines literally straight up against Echo and contesting that objective.
Wow, RSGPH, that's one of the bravest Lord takes I've seen. With that kind of deficit, the fact that you got to turn it around, get the Lord, get punish kills, that was close to a miracle. But no, let's not say it's a miracle. That was just RSGPH being incredibly smart with their positioning. I don't think Sanford expected Light to just jump on him like that and set up him, just him, one guy. But RSGPH was their positioning. Emma knew Ben Cutie was on the way to the back line, so he got his wind of nature just in time. And when we saw Ben Cutie try to use a blazing duet to punish, Emman had it and he popped it. And now RSGPH have found their groove back into this game. I said that RGPH needs to bring it back to around 3K, and they have.
And there's a concealed play.
Another concealed play here. Light going to be able to walk on now there for the meantime. We got to slow it down.
Yeah. Another thing I also need to bring up with that last Lord fight, multiple knockups. Echo got knocked up by the Lord, and smart play by Demon Kite. He actually saved his enhanced chains so that he can stack the knockups that Echo would have received. So first they got knocked up by the Lord, then when they went down, they got knocked up by Demon Kite. Hence why Demon Kite was able to secure that Lord for himself.
Yeah, being Demon Kite right now, using Julian, one effective method to actually give out damage and counter plays and even outplay stuff. It's always about holding that button and not pressing it into wrong moments, because that's the thing, that's the beauty of using a Julian. Demon Kite is totally know how to target, how to place the moments on where to strike back against Echo, because looking back on what went wrong, Sanford was the primary target using the high and dry. Light knows, Light is trying to expose some weakness here onto Echo.
And once more, Yaoi with the play on Light. This time, there's a bouncing ball that will be stopping combos of Yaoi. There's going to be the nom 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 delicioso, the cancel on the Daytona's welcome, and Carl TZ going down.
And Sanford with the transfer kill. This is a follow-up. Yaoi being knocked up on airborne. Demon Kite takes the kill. Sanji falls down. That's Light getting one, but Benny Cutie
Here's the storm!
with the blazing duet.
Playing around the intense
Follow-up.
chain.
Who is going to win in this fight? Sanford takes down Nath with a trend of Demon Kite taking down Benny
Is that the
Cutie.
Maniac?
That's
the Maniac.
He's on full mad Demon Kite with a Maniac. That's 4 down in the side of Echo.
Demon Kite reminding who is the Demon King right now of MPL Philippines. 4 kills. The bravery to commit to that play as we look at the instant replay brought to you by Samsung. Nats was able to knock back Ben Cutie. Ben Cutie held on, but also the commitment by Aqua to not leave, sticking with Demon Kite and Nats.
Here's a funny thing. The Wind of Nature was right on time for Benacuti,
Yeah.
but the damage from the Julian is magic.
It's magical.
So you cannot Wind of Nature that.
No, you can't. But who's gonna get this Lord? Who's it gonna be? Echo or RSG?
It's gonna be
Demon Kite!
RSG! Once more! Just with an out retribution here, that was a 50-50, and it will be the Demon King once more.
Oh, there you have it. RSG Philippines is slowly getting the hiccups onto the early game. They're answering it back, slowly getting the lead on their side.
They're on a roll. They're finding wins over and over again, winning those objective team fights. And it seems like Echo are just biting the bait here. They keep going up against RSG in these team fights. They're not finding a lot of room to split up the map. They're contesting the objectives. And RSG Page are like, all right, bring it. Let's fight. Let's do this. And they're ready for it time and time again. So what was a great early to mid by Echo has turned into mid to late game control for RSGPH with great counterplay and team fighting.
Yeah, speaking of counterplay, how will Echo bounce back from this? They're trying to melt down the Lord here. It's going to be a push, but up top to bottom, they need to control the waves of the minions here because RSG is utilizing this window on how to bounce back.
Slowly but surely, RSG are feeling it. It's a almost 2K play. Yaoi kicking back. Light, and he will go down. No immortality available to save him. Echo, finally, is this going to be their ticket back in?
No, Nats is not going to be able to stop. That's a wall right in front of Nats here. Stanford going for a counter block.
Oh, they're actually quite low.
No. There's going to be a retreat here from Echo.
Okay, that is actually very reserved play from Echo. Normally, they would just steamroll in with a lot of HP, but they realized, you know what, we cannot underestimate Nats and Demon Kite comboed with Aqua right now, even if Light is not on the field.
Yeah.
So they slow down and they just play conservatively.
Yeah, the reason why a lot of the damage of RSG isn't popping right now, already 2 Radiant Armors built, one on the Barretts, one on the Cho. So they were the ones who initiated that and who felt the wrath of the real-world manipulation of the Eve because of their great itemization. Already an Athena shield on that Barretts. All the magic damage coming out of the side of RSGPH is answered by Echo really well.
There's a call here from RSG Philippines. Who's going to be the target here?
Light.
Light.
A huge field
Oh,
there.
he just depleted right in front of Carl Teasy. Sanji takes the kill. Light is down. Nats going to be here for the counter punch, but Yaoi here is going to be in trouble. But Eman and also Nats here trying to hold the line, but Yaoi has his eyes right on Nats. What's going to happen? What's the gameplay? Demon Kite's running for the back lines. What's going to happen?
Wild charge.
Nats is being
Nats
depleted down. He's still onto the shield. Demon Kite trying to spike in with his spears and the chains right on Carl Teasy, but they're still defending Demon Kite and Carl Teasy. He's not letting go. But that is Stanford falling down. Nats as well takes the kill. Another way back and forth. That's a trade of 1-1.
All right, this is the RSG Echo matchup that we saw in the upper bracket, fight after fight. I'm all for it.
It's a boxing match, ladies and gents. One team with a swing, the other with a counter go. This time around, it will be Echo.
Yeah, Echo have great control around this Lord. RSG might not be able to contest it.
It's going to be a very difficult fight to take, and Carl Teasy will secure the Lord with a trade on top side. We can't see the life of the...
Can we get the
Nats
Nats is going deep.
They got it!
Tower destroyed onto Echo's base. Nats is on the run.
You're going to have to pay for this, says
with the
Yaoi,
kick.
and he finds the Paquito.
As expected, Echo needed to punish that. An opening made by Nats, but the Enhanced Lord marching on the side of Echo. Top side, Nats gone for 30 seconds. How much can Echo get out of this Lord push?
First of all, they have to go for mid.
Oh,
yes,
speaking of mid, we have a freeze lane happening right now. Is there a call for a Yaoi here? Is he serving something up? But Light is going to spot one. Immortality still up for a Yaoi. He's being bursted down by Melissa.
Still alive!
That was actually a fake Yaoi. He was cooled down on Way of the Dragon earlier.
Yeah.
He just baited it so that Benny Cutie could take out that turret on mid.
Yeah, it opened up the space for Echo. It forced the go away out of Eman and RSG, and now Echo bite back in the same lane where Nats took down the base turret of Echo. Echo takes the base turret of RSG.
So at the very least, you know, Echo didn't push on bottom at the same time. So that's a little breathing room for RSG Philippines, so they can kind of just reset from this.
Yeah, right now this is a very close game. Looking at the items, Immortality already for the tank of RSG, but that's the only one I'm seeing here. It's going to be punishing for the members of RSGPH if they are not careful. However, I am seeing 2 Winter Truncheons. One on the side of the Eve and one on the
Look
Julian.
at Sanford. He's just Carl Teasy and walking up straight in. Benny Cutie's actually pretty good with a free hit, but he goes back with an EMI. There's the real-world manipulation by Aqua. Light is in trouble. They'll be popping the immortality with Benny Cutie. Oh my goodness, he takes out Evan. That is huge. Oh my gosh, and that's it. The team fight's gonna be so much more difficult, but Nats is still alive. He's punching, he's looking for a target, but he's gonna have to back off.
Carl Teasy with the save to Yaoi, swallowing up Nats in the last moment. Yaoi was also feeding time for Nats.
That was the last possible moment.
Yeah, and right now there are only 3 members of RG being able to defend to see what Echo can get out of this.
2-lane push
Yaoi
here.
with the kick.
Yaoi again. He fights Aqua, and Sanji finishes off.
Echo, loud and proud. Can they end the game here? Light!
Oh, another setup here. What's going to be the game plan? Nobody's sustaining the damage. Benny Cutie takes down Light, and it's on the base. Echo is knocking on. It's 2 points in. Echo is on a roll against RSG Philippines.
One more win until Echo punch their ticket to M4 and to the grand finals. They have surprised the defending champions yet again And yet again, the defending champions have their backs against the wall. At this point, it's going through the wall.
Literally one game away from punching their ticket to the World Championship. That is Echo.
I am just totally in awe on just what's happening here. Looks like they had a good sleep.
I don't know what they
nap.
did. I don't know what they dreamt of, but it's really, really paying off in this one.
You were saying?
I just want to say they're playing it all off of Yowie's non-stop picks.
Yeah.
How is this guy able to do this over and over again without being punished?
Yeah, and even though they picked the Kufra, Yowie was still able to find the mark.
You're able to walk against a Kufra, against a Grok. What can you not do? You can do anything.
Oh,
well,
RSG need to do a lot here. I feel like what Echo were doing is that little post that they made of them sleeping, they were actually astral projecting.
Oh.
So what we didn't see was their like astral forms actually strategizing. Because we just saw an XP lane high and dry Grok. And because of all the tankiness on the side of Echo, RSG had to commit so much that it was actually set up for Benny Cutie that every time it looked like RSG would win a team fight, or in the scenarios where RSG did win the team fight, Benny Cutie was always alive and just waiting for that one big blazing duet to clean everyone up. And there, near the end, when Emon went down and Nats went down in that fight around that purple shrub, that's exactly what happened.
So two parts, right? Yowie make the plays, and Benny Cutie knowing when to fight, then just when to back off.
Exactly.
That's the same thing over and over again. And how, as you were mentioning, Renmar and Rockhart, they've totally overloaded RSG, Philippines.
And there were moments that RSG obviously was fighting back.
Yes.
Just because of the dominance of the usual dominance of Nats on the Paquito, it was even slowed down here. So, beautiful answer here.
Well, there's a lot of things that we're in question on how that game was executed by Echo. They're up against RSG. They're on a match point, and you've heard the audience saying, and right now let's throw it to our analysts on what just happened in game number 2.
Maraming salamat mga casters, and we saw another dominant gameplay coming out from Echo. But this time, pumapalag ang RSG Philippines. Kaso nga lang, doon sa mga moments na nakita natin na nananalo ng teamfights ang Echo mula sa una at sa dulo ng laban dahil gitna ay napunta sa RSG Philippines. Dominante ang ipinakita ng Echo. Let's look into this game, which I think is hindi masyado doon sa macro gameplay. It's more on the micro outplay of both teams. In fact, ang pinakatamang way para tignan ang laban na to ay unti-unting i-breakdown at himayin yung mga team fights. Pero simulan muna natin sa draft na napili ng Echo at ng RSG Philippines. Echo, super standard draft. Nakuha nila dito yung kanilang show para kay Yawid and then flexed this Grok para makuha ni Sanford on the EXP lane. Alam din nila kasi at handa sila na magkakaroon ng pakito from the side of RSG Philippines instead of choosing yung mga tipong Esmeralda na classic na lane answer to this pakito. Ginawa nila yung isang hero na pwedeng mag-amplify sa kanila in the early stages. Kumbaga, ang Echo, ang naging choice nila today, going up against RSG Philippines, is to funnel everything onto Benny Cutie and just try to have so much outplay potentials from the other members of their squad. RSG Philippines, though, their composition ay sinasagot din talaga yung Barats with this Aqua Eve. And of course, yung tong Julian na maganda naman ang ipinakita. Ang problema nga lang, sa gustong gawin dito ng side ng RSG Philippines, knowing na meron silang Pakito as well as this Melissa pickup, kailangan nilang manalo sa mga team fights as well as